Good morning, everyone. It is so good to be with you today for our last episode in our webinar series. That is wild. So anyways, time has gone by so fast, it feels like, for me anyway. But, hi, everyone. Welcome back to our final episode in our COVID-19 webinar series here at Gray Matters. We will be closing out and leaning in today. So I'm really, really excited to once again share space with you all. It's 10 a.m. on the dot, so I'm just going to give folks until 10:05 to come in. But for this final session, I recommend folks to just get, if you have access to just get out a pad or a piece of paper, a pen, anything like that. Okay. So I have a pad here, and I'm going to get out a pen, and I'm just going to wait for folks to join us. So thank you again so much for joining us, and for those of you who have been with us for the entirety of our 8 sessions. It's so good to have you all here. Okay. I'm gonna play some music for us. Okay. We have about 3 minutes. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, to walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my 3 minutes. Every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're bound. Everyone falls down sometimes, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed. 2 more minutes. Never stressed. Got that sunshine. Love candles. Some days you wake up and nothing works. You feel surrounded. Okay, we've got about 2 more minutes. And then we will kick off our final episode in the series. Okay. Okay, we've got about 1 more minute until we kick off. Thank you, everyone, for being patient. Just waiting if any other folks join us here today. Okay. Awesome. I'm so excited for our final episode. Okay. Got like 40 seconds left. Coming soon. And got about like 20 seconds left. 10 seconds left. 2 seconds. And yay, it is officially 10:05. Okay. So hi everyone again. Welcome to our final episode in our Gray Matters COVID-19 webinar series. Closing out and leaning in. This is Sabrina Sarro here, clinical psychotherapist and curriculum development specialist at Gray Matters. Super, super pumped to be here with you all. For those who might be joining us for the first time, just to go over a couple of housekeeping rules. Again, I can't see or hear any of you. So if you'd like to say something or communicate with me through the chat or through the webinar, the episode, use the live chat function. It's appearing to me on the right side of my screen. So I don't know if it looks like that for you, but please feel free to use the live chat. You can message me anything you like in there. Just as a note of caution for folks who, when you type into the live chat, the username that you have connected to your YouTube account is the one that's going to show up when you use the live chat. So if you want any of your comments to be anonymous, or if you don't want us to know the name you have associated with your YouTube account, then I just recommend folks to change that before you use the live chat function. Okay? And then just to again reiterate, even though this is our final session, this is not meant to cover individual therapy or any other kind of therapy. This is a psychoeducational group. And we welcome anyone to join. You do not need to be a participant, or you do not need to be a client of Gray Matters to participate in this episode and in this webinar series. Let's get started. So today, as we sort of recap all of the really cool and interesting tactics and techniques that we sort of reviewed in this webinar series, we're going to have a final mindful meditation. And we're going to also be writing some notes to ourselves. And if you don't have access to pen or paper, and if you don't like writing on pen or paper, you can also write, on your computer, on your phone. You can give yourself a voice message if you want. And if you have access to none of those things, then you can have an internal sort of letter for yourself. Let's get started with a mindful meditation. And this is just going to be a grounding meditation to really anchor us in what have our bodies learned throughout this time in self-isolation. And I know, me being in New York, I'm not out of the woods yet. I know there are still conflicting facts and data about when things might open up or return to normal, as if that can even happen. But I guess for most of us, we've sort of been self-isolating now for 8 weeks, coming up on 8 weeks. And so I really wanted us to use this last episode as a time to sort of reflect and to look back and to maybe just see what tools have we now added to our arsenal when, things either get really tough or when things get really heavy, or when, we feel inundated and sort of deluged by emotions and just lived experiences. So I'm going to invite everyone to just take 3 deep breaths with me. And again, I'll count off to 3. And we're going to really have a deep, deep breath inward through the diaphragm, hold, and then we're going to push out and exhale, really feeling our bellies expand as we feel your belly sort of contract as you're exhaling. Okay? All right. So I'm going to count off to 3 and we'll do 3 sets of deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Just shake it out. Shake it out if you need to. Awesome. So just 3 deep breaths. And then now I'm going to really invite folks to close your eyes. You can lay down if you'd like on the floor or on sort of like a yoga mat or your bed or your couch. I'm in my chair, so you can also just stay seated and stay in your chair. But for folks who want to get comfortable and sort of get creative with your body position, body movement, again, do whatever affirms you. This is a body accessible exercise. So again, whatever feels comfortable and is something that you feel like your body can do and wants to do, I encourage you to do that. And so I just invite folks to close your eyes. I too, I'm going to close my eyes. And sort of for the next 10 minutes, we're just going to sort of dive into reflection. Okay. I'd like for everyone to try to close their eyes if they can, and to really sink into themselves. Really feel the center point of your being, the middle anchor of your body, the loci, the nucleus, whatever is filling the center of you in this moment. How does it feel to be there? Do you feel warm, cold? What's your temperature like? To really just stay in the center of yourself, deep in the middle that feels most comfortable for you, and to really just lean into yourself right now. I'd like for everyone to try to be cognizant of how your body is feeling. Is there anything stored in your body currently that feels like it shouldn't be stored there? Pay attention to any tension or any signs of ease that you can locate or recognize in your body. Now I want everyone, when you're thinking about this middle place, to really think about what it is that your body has learned throughout these 8 weeks of self-isolation. What has your body learned? How has your body changed? What new rhythms or patterns or textures has your body now taken on, has now adopted, has now integrated as part of your home? And I want folks to just really pause there and really think about the body and the body in transition throughout the last 8 weeks. And really like what has come up for your body. And in that middle point, when you're thinking about your body, I want you to also think about what lessons, if you have learned any lessons, have you gathered from your body? Has there been anything surprising that your body has shown you? Anything new that your body has called to your attention? Any revelation or truth that your body has illuminated for you? I really want you to think about those questions and think about your body as someone who also has been an intimate participant in this self-isolation as well. And to really think about if anything has really shown up for your body in any profound or non-profound ways. But yeah, what has shown up for your body during this time? Now I want you to start to transition down towards the pelvic region, if that feels comfortable and safe to do. So we're going to transition away from the middle, and we're sort of going to push down, lower abdomen, pelvic region. And I just want to think about what your body has maybe stored there as we go from middle to pelvic region. Have you learned anything about the different areas of your body as well? Has your body been storing different things in different parts of yourself as well? And I really just want you to think and really connect with the being of your body and anything that you might have noticed in this journey that you've taken together. And when it feels okay to do so, and you've settled into your pelvic region comfortably, I really want you to think about sort of what new sources of joy has your body brought to you during this time? If you can think of some. What new sources of joy has your body brought to you during this time? To really think about, like, have you developed any new practices with your body? Any new habits with your body? Any new rituals? To really think about and I want to encourage everyone now to think about, in what ways have there been pain with your body during this time? What difficulties have you seen emerge with your body during this time? And sort of what things have you had to either weather or navigate in regards to this body, to your body during this time? And to just hold that. And now I encourage you all to go to a third place, body neutrality. Think about the ways your body has stayed neutral or stayed the same. Perhaps there hasn't been any profound joy or pain that has encountered you during these 8 weeks of self-isolating. So I really want to just think about, like, what have you noticed about your body that perhaps has remained the same? What has remained in the state of body neutral? And when you're ready, I want you to slowly come back to center and begin to open your eyes. Hi, everyone. So again, just really coming back to center right now and opening your eyes. Either shake out, I'm like itching my head. Shake out anything that's coming up for you. If you need a stretch, crack your back. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for doing that with me. We're right on time. So I just want to take the next minute or so to really think about sort of what has your body reflected on during these 8 weeks, and sort of what have you been really thinking about the most in regards to these 8 weeks, if you've been thinking about anything really at all. And to just really think about sort of what have you noticed about yourself in the past 8 weeks. And has there been anything like super profound or neutral or particularly painful throughout these last 8 weeks? Just gonna think about that for myself as well, like what's been hard. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for everyone for doing that exercise with me. Okay, so it's now 10:20. We're going to move along to our writing exercise. So to close off and to really synthesize this leaning into ourselves aspect of this episode, I'm going to encourage us all to write a note to ourselves. Okay? And it could be anything. This does not need to be formal, binary, doesn't have to be full sentences. It can literally be words that you want your body to remember if, you're ever in a state where there's panic or you're not feeling like yourself or your body has now eclipsed the window of tolerance in any way. Like you're like, okay, I'm not used to that. That doesn't feel comfortable for me. In what ways can I now ground and center? So I just wanted to offer that. I'm going to write some words to myself. So yeah, let's just take till like 10:25. I'm going to put on some light music. It's not going to be, it'll be sort of like more tonal and not a lot of words so that folks can focus. Okay. It's going to take the next 2 minutes. Finish up writing. We've got about 1 more minute to wrap up your note to yourself, or your letter to yourself. Got about 35 seconds or so. So just want to wrap up. Got about 5 seconds. Thank you, everyone. So I just want to encourage us all to think about sort of how did it feel to sort of close off and write things to ourselves. Really think about sort of like the nature or the rhythm or the texture of what you wrote to yourself. Words of affirmation, just words that make you think about yourself, words that you want to further integrate if there's ever a time similar to this, or maybe the extrinsic factors will be different, but internally you might still feel some of the same echoes that you have felt during this period of self-isolation. So I'm wondering, what has come up for folks? Did anything surprise you about what you wrote? Did anything make you feel like you recognize something about yourself? So I just want us to sort of think about that and sort of think about, okay, like what can we do with this? I'm actually gonna take mine and fold it up, and I'm gonna try to actually hide it. And you don't have to do this. You can put it up on your wall. You could do whatever you'd like. I'm actually gonna hide this and take it out if I ever feel like I'm going down a slope that doesn't feel healthy for me, or that doesn't feel like a slope I necessarily want to go down. So I kind of just like hid it in my drawer, and I'll like find it, or I'll look for it if I'm ever feeling like, okay, something has, like a switch has now flicked. I'm back in this space and I don't feel like 100%, or I don't feel, I feel like I need just some words or like to reflect on something that I've written previously to myself to sort of boost me up or lift me up. So yeah, I just wanted to, this is really a time right now to just think about, what have you learned? What have you sort of taken away about yourself and the world, systems, structures, people during this time? It's certainly not, we're never going back to normal. Normal was not working for us, clearly. And so sort of like, what have you noticed? What have you learned? What have you been thinking about during this time? And sort of what has your body also been telling you during this time? And like, have you noticed anything in particular that was either shocking you, or like, whoa, or just, hey, like, I noticed like a pocket of resilience that I had that I might not have noticed before. So I'm just really wanting us to sort of lean in and think about sort of what have our bodies been telling us throughout this time. So we've got about 2 more minutes. And so I just wanted to end off by saying thank you all so much for coming to these episodes. They have meant the world to us to just share solidarity, space, and community with you all during such a daunting time for so many of us. And this was my first time putting on a webinar series, and I absolutely loved it. And I just really appreciate, all of the really nice comments that I've received, and just folks' feedback, and just folks sharing in technique and sort of exploring like what techniques might work and what techniques might not work, or just what can soothe us and support us during times of turbulence. So I just want to thank all of you from the bottom of the heart of Gray Matters. We are so excited to potentially put on more things for you. We definitely will. We have groups happening right now. You can see any of our clinicians for psychotherapy, family therapy. We're here for you. And I just wanted to say thank you all so much. I hope you learned about yourself, and I'm sure all of us have inevitably, but I hope you learned about yourself, and I hope you will take away techniques from this webinar series that might help you. And so, like leaning into sound, water, creativity, creative writing, dance, art, movement, expression, stretches, dance, yoga, anything that is going to support you and lift you up during a time of stress. Yeah, and so I'm just so thankful again, and we will be in touch. I hope to see you all soon. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being with me during this last episode. So again, we're closing out, we're leaning in, and I wish you all positivity, healing energy, loving energy, kind energy. Okay, bye.